now we're reaching to April, which is, well, spring becomes much more fresh while coronavirus just ruins everyone else's fun. Yes, I am aware of that, but I'm not going to make videos involving that anytime soon, depending on what happens in the future involving YouTubers who have been suffering from this. So anyway, L reviews. Horseland, The Big Parade, Challenge Showdown, something Jermaine, iCarly, I Hatch Chicks, Jimmy Neutron, Jimmy Goes to College, and Sonic X Cracking Knuckles. Yeah. Three out of the five cartoons, well, live action shows, or what you call them, is the same shows that I have talked about in my March schedule of this month. Well, we're still in March, but still. Now, the reason why I'm doing reviews of these cartoons and live action shows again is because, for one, I'm actually going to do something for future projects for next year. Yes, I'm thinking way too ahead. Mainly the fact that I have everything planned out in my brain when it comes to my schedules for this year. And the fact that I also want to actually do more reviews on live action shows like in iCarly and stuff like that. Which you probably know when you watch my March schedule of this month. Now, as for two cartoons that I haven't talked about, Sonic X Cracking Knuckles and Horseland The Big Parade. Since that I'm actually in the Sonic mood during that time of the recording of Cracking Knuckles, I honestly think that actually uploading a Sonic X review after for so long is probably the best time. Mainly the fact that I'm actually grew up with Sonic X, despite the fact that I have moved on from it. And as for Horseland, well, let's just say that it's going to be one of the final videos for the April schedule. And this isn't going to be the only time I'm going to talk about Horseland, because July is going to be a doozy. Believe me, it is going to be a doozy, just like last year's August schedule. Challenge Showdown, something Jermaine. I honestly wanted to do a review of this because, just like my last Challenge Showdown review, the project that I'm going to be doing is going to be for next year, mainly involving Omi going to the dark side or the healing side. And as for iCarly I Hatch Chicks, considering that this is one of the only iCarly episodes that I have mixed feelings towards, I think that doing a review on I Hatch Chicks is probably the best choice. Jimmy Goes to College, let's just say that this is just basically an additional review from Jimmy Neutron. And all I can say is that I'm not done with Jimmy Neutron just yet, because there are so many other ideas I can do for a review of this show, and I just couldn't able to get through all of them. Now, for the final video of April is going to be the first ever edition of 2010's Disasters, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. Yeah. This is actually going to be a really interesting video for me to do because, for one, ever since I watched The Rise of Skywalker in theaters, I know Star Wars can be able to survive on its own, but at the same time, whenever I actually see The Last Jedi, it just completely ruins all potential no matter what. It just really goes to show that the first ever 2010's Disasters is going to be on a Star Wars movie that really cracked the franchise by the time of its premiere at the end of 2017. I will say this though, 2010s isn't going to happen every single month. I do have plans on doing it for June, but at the same time, I might scrap that and actually do it for July. So, as far as I'm concerned, there's going to be a lot of scrapping ideas and actually limited video uploads when it comes to 2010's Disasters. Because as far as I'm concerned, Star Wars: The Last Jedi is going to be a very, very long video. Not to mention, there's going to be an analysis on it. Even if it's old news, at the same time, I honestly think that me talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi is mainly a long time coming, since I praised The Force Awakens and actually trying to give a respectful review on The Rise of Skywalker. But then again, there is not all the hope that we can actually do for the Star Wars saga at this point. Because since it's ended, we honestly don't know what to expect for the new trilogy in the future. L Fanfic Greetings, Twilight's Backstage Pass, Chapters 11 through 17. these are the final chapter stories. These are the final chapter videos I'm gonna be uploading for April from Twilight's Backstage Pass, and after that, this L fanfic series is completely done, and I can finally move on to newer things, which I've probably done at this point, but at the same time, I'm always ahead of the game. As far as I'm concerned, if you actually saw the Chapter 9 video of Twilight's Backstage Pass, you'll probably gonna find these later chapters really more interesting, since that the Sirens are actually going to do something that Princess Twilight's Lack Vacation didn't do, and that's having villains in it. So I really hope that you'll probably look forward to when these videos have been uploaded. YouTube tributes. Eric Cradle and Tap Out Corner. Really don't have much else to say other than the fact that one of them is a movie reviewer or a comparison when it comes to old and new movies, and Tap Out Corner is just basically another wrestling YouTuber. Yeah, I honestly don't have any other plans when it comes to actually look at more YouTube tributes and actually give people the credit that they deserve. But I will say this though, My Little Pony Generation 5 predictions is going to have 2 videos again, but the same will not be set for May's schedule. Locations in the world of Generation 5 and dragons or vicious dragons. In my opinion, me making a video involving the places in Generation 5 while also talking about the dragons is something that I actually gain more ideas the more I think about Generation 5. Granted, it is mostly debatable what Generation 5 is going to be like when it comes to next year, but who knows. I honestly think that you will probably look forward on seeing what I have to think when it comes to the predictions of the world of Generation 5. We'll also talk about if dragons actually return. Because as far as I'm concerned, dragons did return in the first generation and in Generation 4, if I'm referring to Spike, which I am, you can really tell full well that Generation 5 is going to be a lot more different when it comes to the species of that land. And that's basically all I have for April's schedule. Granted, it's not anything spectacular, but at the same time, I have to keep my making uploads really limited, especially the 2010s disasters, which is a new content that I'm going to be doing by the time we reach next month. So I really hope that you look forward to these videos as much as I am, because I'm really trying everything I can to make my newer videos a lot more interesting, while also just trying to figure out some of the videos that I haven't been able to done in the past. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and I'll see you guys next time.